Hello and welcome to a Legacy Cube draft here for Arcane Cards. Legacy Cube is like Vintage Cube but without the completely busted overpowered cards, e.g. the Power 9 and etc. thrown into it. But with that said, it still does have some very strong cards, and in fact we opened probably two of them right here. Looking at our pack, we've got Sneak Attack, which is completely busted. This card is ridiculous and basically wins the game on its own if you combo it with any like decently sized creatures. There's also Upheaval, which takes a little bit more working around, is a very strong payoff card for something like Fast Bond, or if you've got lots of Mana Elves and Mana Ramp, then you can sort of like cast this card, return all permanents, then just play out your whole hand again. I think the safest pick, though, is going to be Sneak Attack here, since it doesn't really ask of much, except that you pick up Emrakul the Promised End, or any big fatty that has a good attack clause. Can go into reanimated decks, can go into just, any kind of mid-range deck that has red. So looking at Legacy Cube, I'm still looking to draft, busted stuff if I can, but you're much more likely to end up playing a fairer sort of mid-range deck. With that said, we did get a Sneak Attack, so off to the races here. Let's take a look at our next pack. Avenger of Zendikar, that's a fine thing to Sneak Attack in. It's not super exciting. The other options here are a Solemn, which is very good. In this format, exactly, this Legacy Cube, Solemn is exactly what you want to be doing. It's a value creature, it grinds well, you get to draw cards, it fixes your mana. Doesn't ask for much. I'm probably going to take the Solemn here over the Avenger. Other than that, cards that stand out to me in this pack, nothing too much. Cyclonic Rift is fine. Again, like, you're kind of looking for good value stuff, things that, will win the game on their own if left unchecked. Obnix is pretty fine. He answers things and draws you cards, so that's nice. But yeah, nothing really exciting in this next pack apart from maybe the Avenger if we wanted to sneak that in. We could go red-green ramp, that's definitely an archetype, but I'm going to take the Solemn here. Just fix our mana, goes in every deck that we want. Ooh, alright, here's some stuff. Primeval Titan, now we're talking. Natural Order, although you kind of want to pick up, your Prime Times and your Crater Hoof Behemoths before the Natural Order. Hostage Taker, which I've been pretty impressed with when I've seen it in these drafts so far, and then some decent other stuff. But I think here I'm interested in taking the Primeval Titan over the Natural Order. Natural Order is good if you've got lots of Mana Elves and again a big payoff, but we do kind of have a way to sneak our big payoffs into play, so we don't necessarily need to ramp into them, we can just cheat them in. That is, of course, depending on if we have Sneak Attack. We may as well build a good ramp deck around it, and then we've got the bonus of being able to just, cheat on mana every now and then. I think Primeval Titan is the pick here. Other than that, I'll be looking at, say, Hostage Taker or Natural Order, but Primeval Titan has a lot going on for it. So this next pack, we've got a little Mana Elf here, Avacyn's Pilgrim, which is fine. It would be off-color mana fixing, so it's not the best. Razaketh the Foul-Blooded, which, we could Sneak Attack in, and maybe just hit them for 8, and then if we've got another creature, we could sack it. Nothing that exciting, though. Gifts Ungiven, which is a good way to set up some kind of storm combo. We don't really have that. There's a Shardless Ancient and a Relic, which is just fine. There is some graveyard stuff going on. Probably taking the Avacyn's Pilgrim at this stage. It is a little Mana Elf. We can't really go wrong with those, especially if we're drafting this kind of deck. Could also Entreat the Angels can be pretty broken, but I don't think necessarily want to go straight into white. Let's take up a little Mana Elf. So, looking at this pack, again, nothing super exciting to Sneak Attack in. There's a Greater Gargadon, but there's a couple of nice cards for red and green. There's a Fauna Shaman, which can be nice. There's a Nature's Law, which is pretty good if you get any of the dual lands, because you can search it up. Huntmaster is just always a solid card. It comes with 2 bodies. There's a Magma Jet. If we had lots of big payoffs, I might say the Fauna Shaman, since it combines well with the Sneak Attack. So it's still a consideration. Or there's a Huntmaster of the Fells to consider. We've taken lots of green picks so far. It's not necessarily that we will be red-green, so maybe I should lean towards more of the Fauna Shaman or the Nature's Law. Huntmaster is good, and I'd always play it, but at this stage I think I'm going to take the Fauna Shaman and try and combo off a little bit with the Sneak Attack. Because now it means if we've got a Sneak Attack in play and a Fauna Shaman, we just need any creature and we can fetch out the best one in our deck. We've got a big planeswalker here. There's a ramper and another mana dork, which is probably what I'm going to take here because the rest of these creatures are a bit meh. I don't think I want this. It's a pretty good combo with the Avenger Zendikar we saw before. Just shoot them for all of your lands for 2. Yeah, that's nice. But again, turning on Devotion is going to be pretty tough, so I think I just want the safe pick in the Noble Hierarch. Kind of going like a green-white almost deck, even though we don't have any white, we've definitely got the mana fixing. Sheldock Isle is, of course, still always a good card. Wow, okay. Now we were really rewarded for picking up these mana dorks, getting past a Craterhoof Behemoth, 7th pick, which is incredible. Of course, you know, Craterhoof Behemoth with Sneak Attack is amazing, Craterhoof Behemoth with Noble Hierarch, Avacyn's Pilgrim. This is the best card we could have possibly got, and to get it 7th pick is amazing. Not even going to bother looking at what's in the rest of the pack. So now we're just totally prioritizing things that create creatures, creatures that create mana, mana dorks, etc. Could take Master of the Wild Hunt here. I also don't have many removal spells, so I could potentially take something like a Deck in Stone. But I don't think that's great. We can probably pick up some Burn or something anyway. Sylvan Library is a very solid card as well. I could also take that here over the Master of the Wild Hunt. Interesting pick. If you've got ways to shuffle your library, the Sylvan Library is a lot better than the Master. And we are kind of going in combo decks. I'm going to take the Sylvan Library here. We're kind of trying to combo off. Alright, well Rex Sage is always nice, just a solid creature to have. The other option is something like a Dramoka's Command, but I'm less interested in that. Rex Sage is just nice to be able to deal with troublesome artifacts, which are definitely an enchantment floating around. So here we could play pretty meh 4/4, another pretty meh 5/4, or have a Stagger Shock with which to deal with permanent. Probably the Stagger Shock, I reckon. Just having ways to interact with creatures is nice. On that note, it's either Seal of Fire or Mogg War Marshal. I wouldn't normally consider the Mogg War Marshal, but with the Craterhoof Behemoth it gets a little bit more interesting. I don't want the Lightning Greaves. Is the War Marshal going to be any good? Probably not most of the time, so I'll take a Seal of Fire. I can pretty much take any generic creatures over that. Whirler-Rogue puts the most bodies on the board. And I'm not going to be devoted to blue. Probably not casting it. Alright, Whirler-Rogue on the side. I do like a Whiffering Cloudscape, but I'm probably taking a Hinterland Harbour here. Although with that said, why am I going to splash... I mean... I could be blue with the Cloudscape. Alright. Teferi or Sublime Archangel. This does hit quite hard, but I'm really not interested in it, so I'll take a Teferi in case we're in that... Oh, well, we don't want to play this because it's going to kill all of our mana dorks, but we could decide it in. Alright, so this is a pretty easy pick here of the Jiraga Tree Speaker. Just a mana dork. It's probably the best mana dork because it gives you 2 mana suddenly on turn 2, you're net even, and then after that it's just powerhouse. There's also a Birthing Pod in here, which we might expect to wheel. No, we won't expect it to wheel, but it would be cool if it wheeled, and we could do some fun stuff going up the chain of command. But yeah, super excited. Basically any mana elf at this stage. Mana elves, ways to ramp our mana, and ways to search out Craterhoof Behemoth and or Sneak Attack is what we're looking for at this stage in the draft. Not much else to say. Yeah, just take the Tree Speaker here. Also, a Garrok would be quite good. The other Garrok, unfortunately, not this Garrok. The one that untaps lands and makes beasts, etc. So, looking at this pack, there is nothing super good for us. There's a Path to Exile, which we could splash. As I say, this Garruk, which is pretty nice in the sense that it can just kill creatures, and that's always good. So I'm probably either going to take that here or the Verdant Catacombs. We don't have any lands to pick up as yet. It's also worth noting Primeval Titan can get non-basics, so that can be quite good. We're looking more to be red, and we don't have any black, so the Catacombs would only be fixing for green. So I think I probably want this Garruk. You can search up creature cards now that I'm reading it. I didn't even know I had that ability, so yeah, let's take this. Here, unfortunately, is a mana dork that can't attack, but it might still be worth taking. Other options are there's a tiger, which is very nice. Overgrown tomb. Yeah, alright. Normally would be in for the Caryatid, but we're not really ramping so much as like comboing off with Crater Hoof and etc. So I might take the tiger here because it does fix our mana quite well if we want to splash this sneak attack and if we pick up any jewels. And I'm not really passing tons of stuff over it. Would also again play a generic 4-drop that made things, or a Brimstone Volley to kill stuff, but Tiger's always going to make the deck, so I'm happy to take that here. Alright, so here we've got one Druid, or a Wood Elves. Lots of black-green fixing going around. Necromancy is pretty strong, but again, we're not really focused on that. So I think it's either the Druid or the Wood Elves here. The Wood Elves can fetch out the Tiger, but the Devoted Druid is lower on the curve, and yeah, just fits with our theme quite well. Let's take that. Alright. Not too much here for us. There's a Scavenging Ooze, which is a bit better in these, you know, mid-rangey decks. I mean, you can get a bit of value. Sometimes there's graveyard stuff. Or I could take a Breeding Pool, which could mean that I could splash some of these. It's annoying that all of my blue cards are so far double blue. So is there a likelihood that I'll want Scavenging Ooze over splashing blue with the Breeding Pool? I've got nothing to splash blue for currently. So it's quite unlikely that I'd actually end up doing it. I'm not sure how much graveyard stuff there is, but the Scavenging Ooze is always going to be a fine creature, like whether or not I main deck it. Just can disrupt a reanimated deck, and I think it's more likely that will go into my deck than the Breeding Pool. Here's another Elf, that's very nice, not even a hard pick. Over here there's Giant Garruk, Cura's Follower, Fertile Ground, which is a mana ramp spell, but we want the Elves. Take the Elf. Alright, we've got a Nissa. We've got a Nykthos, which could be a way to ramp up an absurd amount of mana. We are basically mono-green at the moment. Raphaelis, of course, would be awesome, and maybe we can get that because it doesn't seem like anyone's in the deck. Nissa Worldwaker can put on quite a savage beating. She's a little bit of a ramp spell, but maybe the Nykthos is better here. Planeswalker's pretty good in this format. But she doesn't do much aside from just untapping my forests. I don't have tons, but I'm going to take the Nykthos, I think, just because we might... Yeah, it's a close pick. If it was the other Nissa, I'd probably take that Nissa. Interesting. So I could pick up a Pact of Negation, which is a blue card I am interested in splashing for, because you like combo off, cast your Crater Hoof, and they counter it, then you're kind of screwed. But if you've got a Pact, you've got a nice counter backup. There's also a Vraska, which is a nice sort of top end to be able to deal with annoying whatever, really. Artifact creatures, enchantments. I've got Hierarch and a Pilgrim, so I've got one way to splash in blue. Again, double blue, which is annoying. Or I could take an Oblivion Ring and splash the white, but I think I'm more likely to splash the Pact, so I'll take the Pact. Right, Birthing Pod did wheel, Birthing Pod is very good with any enters the battlefield abilities. I think I'm probably going to take it here, because it's either that or a Copperline Gorge, which I'd also play, but I feel like the Birthing Pod has a higher upside, potentially. We don't really have tons of stuff to go get with it, but even just like, you know, playing an Ooze, using it, getting to a Rex Sage, getting to a Solemn, I don't know, it feels like it could work in this deck, so I'm going to take it here. Dread Return, Unburial Rites, Shriekmaw, Verdant Catacombs, and a Path to Exile. All viable options. Well, the reanimation spells aren't necessarily viable, but I could splash like a removal spell from this pack. Fetch land would be able to get our Tiger, so I'm probably going to take that over a splashed Path to Exile, although it's close. So I could take a Pia and Kieran Nalaar here, or an Overgrown Tomb if I wanted to splash black, which I don't yet. This is a pretty generic creature, it just puts bodies on the board, so I'm not really excited about it. I'll take Overgrown Tomb over it. Woodland Cemetery or Slaughter Pact. I don't have too many ways to kill things. I don't think I need the black splash that much, so I'll take black. I mean, this is a black card, so I'll take a Slaughter Pact, which is also on the black splash theme. Do I want a Liliana or a Condemn? I mean, I'll take Liliana, but probably won't play her. Student versus Parallax Wave. Parallax Wave is a pretty strong card, although we're not going to play it. Mono White is open, but that's alright. We've got Craterhoof, so pack 3, Raphaelos would be nice. Gaia's Cradle, anything like busted and ridiculous ways to ramp mana would be great. And what have we got? A Xenagos. Could be alright. Definitely a mana ramp creature and fits in with our theme. There's also Woodfall Primus, which is nice to have. It's pretty good with the sneak attack, since you have to sacrifice it and then it comes back afterwards. So could be interested in the Woodfall Primus here or the Xenagos. Depends if I want to be ramping really hard or having something else to sneak attack in. Currently I've got 2 good sneak attack targets, which is fine. I probably prefer one more. I think I'm going to take the Woodfall Primus here. It just deals with so many troublesome permanents, and I can get ramp in some other form wherever I want it. So I'll take the Primus over some of those other stronger cards. Alright, what have we got here? We've got a Wormcoil Engine, which is fine to sneak in again for the same reasons. There's a Hornet Queen. That's less good to sneak in because you're only getting a... Well, you get tons of value from the insect, but you don't get to hit them for a bunch. I don't know what this card does. Okay, it's a bit complicated. Kadama's Reach, essentially, you know, a Cultivate, put stuff onto the battlefield, which could be the pick here. It's either that, Wormcoil. Yeah, I don't want... so Hornet Queen, Kadama's Reach, or Wormcoil. I don't have that much ramp at this stage, so I might take the Kadama's Reach. I've got lots of mana elves, but I do want to be able to cast this Craterhoof if I ever get to that stage. And Kadama's Reach just kind of gives you inevitability. The Wormcoil is better in the Legacy Cube than the Vintage Cube, but I think I'm alright passing it. Force of Will. Ooh, go with our Pact of Negation. So there's a Garruk here, which is fine. Again, not the Garruk we want. There's an Inferno Titan, which is very good. And a Pelucranos, which is kind of like a worse version of Inferno Titan. I mean, it probably costs about the same. There's also a Coalition Relic, which is a little bit of a ramp and fixer. So, viable options all the way here. Also, Chain Lightning is just fine, you know, it's a slower speed Bolt and a Roast. Interesting. Whether or not I want the Titan, the Relic... I think it's really, for me, between the Titan and the Relic at this stage. I don't think the Garruk is really what this deck wants. I think I'm going to take the Inferno Titan. It's pretty nice value, especially with sneak attack. Wow, alright, Gaia's Cradle, we did it. Now I just need a Raphaelos from the next pack and we'll be like completely set. Gaia's Cradle, of course, wonderful for everything that you want to be doing. Hopefully we can wheel like a Firebolt or, I don't know, Sylvan Advocate, Rootbound Crag, something out of this pack. Busted lands are always fun. Oh, I really want a Garruk as well. Alright, I'm asking a lot. There's a Nissa, there's an Arbor Elf, which is what I'm taking, and that's about it. Yeah, the more mana elves you can get in these kind of decks, the better. Because you can essentially always cast them on turn 1. The more you get, and they kind of snowball into each other. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, so here we've got a choice between an Eternal Witness, a Cultivate, or an Overgrown Battlements. Again, the defenders that ramp you aren't so much my thing, especially because I don't have any other defenders at the moment. Could be quite powerful if you built around it, but probably not what we want here. So I've got the choice between one of my favourite cards ever, an Eternal Witness, and probably the correct pick in Cultivate. I mean, Witness is a backup plan for Craterhoof. It is very good with the Birthing Pod. Whereas Cultivate is just a very, you know, good ramp spell. I only have one ramp spell so far, and I have a lot of mana elves. I'm going to be a bit frisky and take the Witness over the Cultivate. Ooh, this is interesting. Begarden Hellkite is, again, a nice sneak attack target, although I think the Inferno Titan's probably fulfilling the same role. Green Warden of Marassa is kind of like a bigger Witness. But again, I think I've filled up my 6-drop spot. Probably taking Secura Tribelder here over a Hangerback Walker or a Burst Lightning. Tribelder is essentially a ramp spell on legs, and I don't really miss this top end at the moment, so getting in the early plays is probably good. So I've got an Explore, a Mystic Snake, which is again a bit hard to cast. I would like to play Dragon Lord, but I don't think... I mean, I've got green, and I don't really have any blue lands to fix, so we're probably not going blue at this stage. So I could take a Phyrexian Revoker, which is fine, or an Explore, which is pretty meh, or a Dragon Lord and try and splash it, but I think it's probably just better to take the Revoker. Alright, we got Xenagos back. There's also Balos and Koth of the Hammer, which I'm not excited about. So, no Raphaelos, no Garruk, but the rest of the deck looks pretty sweet. Terminus, I mean, we're essentially not playing any of these. Cure is pretty cool. Black, I don't really have anything to splash black with. Alright, I'll take Kiora. Many white cards to choose from. I'll take a Pelucrinus. Probably not play it, but we'll make that cut next. So we've got Rootbound Crag versus Bayou. I'm probably not splashing black, so I'll take the Crag. Marsh Flats can get Overgrown Tomb. Or Torch Fiend can kill. Yeah, I'm probably more likely to decide in a Torch Fiend than have a Marsh Flats. Alright, let's take an Armageddon away from someone. Yeah, deck ended up pretty sweet. The fact that we've got the Creator of Behemoth late made it epic, and then we've got Sneak Attack to combo with it. We were a little bit lacking in removal, but you know, we've got like Woodfall Primus. We've got one way to search out cards in our deck with the Fauna Shaman. Oh no, I guess we've got we can Birthing Pod into Fauna Shaman into something else, so we've got a couple of ways to get there. Deck looks pretty sweet. Let's have a look what it's going to be like. I do have a bunch of Mana Elves, but I still probably want 17, which means I need to cut 3 cards. So, Rex Sage in the main is fine. Phyrexian Revoker is a little... It's still useful. But that and Ooze kind of... You know, probably about the same utility. I wonder which one's better. Probably Revoker. The only thing going for the Ooze is, of course, if we're playing the Nykthos, that's pretty good with that. I'm definitely playing Gaia's Cradle, of course, which means the more creatures we have, the better. Probably playing all of these cheap interactive spells like the Seal of Fire and the Stagger Shock, since I don't have many other ways to interact with my opponent's creatures outside of ramping. Pelucrinus is meh. Like, he does stuff, but, you know, just a giant beater, really. It's probably, yeah, it is better in this version of the Legacy Cube, but like I'm more interested in playing Prime Time or Inferno Titan, etc. Probably want all of these. As I said, I could cut the Ooze. I don't have many ways to shuffle the deck. Do I have any ways of shuffling the deck, actually? Where's that fetch land that I picked up somewhere? Verdant Catacombs. I guess Primetime Shuffles? Does anything else shuffle? Well, the Fauna Shaman, if I search for something. And that's about it. But the Sylvan Library is just good to dig to your combo pieces. You can put things back in different orders. Let's take the Ooze out for the moment. It's a good sideboard card, but I probably don't need to main deck it. And probably cutting one of these. So Garruk does have a way to tutor on him. If I sack a creature. It's probably good to keep this one in. Birthing Pod is nice. We've got 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s. We're completely missing on 5. Which is a pity, because then we can't jump into one of the Titans. So the question is, do we want to still play Birthing Pod? It's good with Solemn, it's good with Ewit, but it doesn't really combo off with any of the other stuff, since it's just sacking Mana Elves to get, like, more Mana Elves. The best thing we can do with it is sack a 1-drop Chore, get a Fauna Shaman, then sack a Fauna Shaman, but it's probably not worth playing if that's the case. Yeah, I think because we're missing the 5-drop spot, which I didn't even realize, I'm probably going to take out the birthing pod and kind of rely on the Sylvan Library to do a similar job of getting us to the Fauna Shaman or the Craterhoof Behemoth. And we've also got the Garruk to do that. Alright, so that's 23. Let's put in Gaia's Cradle, these lands. I've got tons, I don't have tons, but I've got quite a lot of green, so I probably want the Nixos, and I don't really care about forest per se, so I don't have a Raphellis. Let's add some basics here. So 3 mountains would give me 3, 4, 5, 6 sources of red, which is probably not enough, because I want to be able to sneak attack, definitely. So I've only got none of my elves actually fix for mana. In fact, I don't think any of my mana, apart from the Sakura Tribald, or none of them are Birds of Paradise equivalents. None of them tap for red mana. Most of them tap for colorless, actually. So yeah, probably 8 with 4, which gives me 4, 5, 6, 7 red sources, which is a bit better. Probably what I want at this stage, because I definitely want green on turn 1. So look, there's the deck, looking pretty sweet apart from this glaring hole in the 5-drop spot. But it's definitely doing some sweet combos. We've got lots of mana elves, we've got Craterhoof, we've got a few ways to search it out, so let's submit and get rumbling. So here we are for round number 1. We win the dice roll, and we would definitely like to play first. Alright, so looking at our opening hand, doesn't have a turn 1 elf, but it does have sneak attack, a solemn, and a tribe elder. Probably enough to keep it. We can hopefully draw one of our, 3 or 4. Let's just see how many we've got. We've got Primetime, Titan, Craterhoof, Waterfall Primus. We've got 4 things that we could draw into that were pretty sweet. Question is what land we play here. I reckon the Verdant Catacombs is going to thin out our deck fastest, so let's play that, and we can search up that Tiger. Gives us a red source, which would be nice. Turn 2 we've got a Tribe Elder, turn 3 Solemn, and then we hopefully and I want to use this at the end of turn, because even though the land's coming in untapped anyway, I want to thin my deck of lands. Opponent also on the green plan. So let's get us a Tiger. There's our turn 1 elf. Turn too late, my friend. That's not what we want to be sneak attacking in. So I could play the Arbor Elf here, but I think it's better to be mana efficient and play the Tribe Elder. If I sack this at the end of turn, I can play Solemn next turn, which again ramps and gives us a Solemn on the board, whereas the Arbor Elf would do the same thing. Yeah, I guess the Arbor Elf would actually do the same thing. This is just slightly more mana efficient, potentially, and less likely that they would kill... well, they can't really kill the Sakura Tribe Elder without me getting the land. Pride Mage, sure. I'm still going to sack this at the end of turn because I want to hit 4, and I'm going to get a second red source so that I can play Sneak Attack and activate it in the same turn if I need to. The Pride Mage is annoying, of course, because it can destroy the Sneak Attack, so we're going to have to try and play around that. Hopefully we can get them to use it on something else. Is there a consideration to playing the Nixos here or a forest? I think maybe a forest, because we might want more green sources. Let's play the Solemn. So I've got another green source in hand, so I've got 3. If they blow up a land, am I worried about? I guess I want a red for that matter, so I'll take another red and pass the turn back. So I do want to hit, something that I can sneak attack in, preferably an Inferno Titan, while they, don't have the mana to use the Pride Mage, so I can kind of keep using the sneak attack. The good thing is, even if I play the sneak attack and they sacrifice, I've got 1 shot out of it. So if I find something good enough, I can still, sneak the creature into play. Sword of Feast and Famine, black and green. Well, that is annoying, but Solemn is going to be able to block it for at least 1 turn. This is if they deal damage, we discard a card and they untap all lands, which is pretty scary. So, yeah, we really need to find a Craterhoof or something soon. I think if I'm going to discard a card, would it be the Nixos or the Forest? Probably the Forest, so let's play the Nixos. This is in case they kill my Solemn. So I'm going to intend to block with the Solemn here. and play out our mana elves. And yeah, now I hope we draw something. The Solemn is going to draw us a card when it dies, so that's nice. Unless they have some Oblivion Ring or something to get rid of it, which would be pretty good for them, since they could then equip the sword, make me discard the forest, untap, play something else. Selfless Spirit. Alright, well that is going to fly over and start hitting us with the sword next turn, so we do really want to find something this turn. Hopefully they go for the attack here, because I really want to draw cards with this Solemn. Yeah, okay, good. Good. Alright, let us block the 5/5 and draw Inferno Titan. I guess I've got a Selfless Spirit now, so... Draw anything big, please. I would like to draw a card. Mountain is not big. Forest is also not big. Alright, this is getting a little bit awkward. I can probably still play this. I can't block any of their creatures. I'm going to have to discard, and they're going to get to untap all of their lands. So I'm definitely taking a beating this turn. So let's attack with this Arbor Elf, since it's not really doing anything else. I mean, I've still got a few turns to fight it out, but it is rapidly diminishing, given that there's this sword on the table, on the battlefield. What would be a great draw? I mean, any top-end card would be good. Sylvan Library wouldn't be the worst. That would be pretty bad, because I wouldn't get to activate it, probably. I guess a removal spell would be fine. Alright, they're going to start making a big team. Cradle of Behemoth, of course, would be a pretty nice draw. I mean, it's not amazing, actually, at this stage. +3/+3. Yeah, it wouldn't quite be lethal. It'd be quite good, though. Yeah, alright, well... Protection from black and green means I can't block. So I'm just taking this damage. Take 6, discard a card. Lucky I've got enough lands to get rid of. Opponent gets to play a second spell, Knight of the Reliquary. Nothing too scary going on from the opponent here, it's just, yeah, we haven't really drawn any payoff cards since we've had our sneak attack. I'm not sure how likely it is. I feel like we were bound to get something at some point since, you know, we started the game with all of the pieces in our hand. We just needed to pick up at least one decent creature to sneak in. Equip the sword to the plant, that is fine. Fauna Shaman. Oh, it's interesting in the sense that now if we pick up another creature, we've got sneak attack online. I've got one more forest to discard, and we're going to be getting into chump mode soon. Let's get a Fauna Shaman down. No attacking now. So if I draw a creature next turn, I can ditch it to go and get either a Crater Hoof, Inferno Titan, or Woodfall Primus. What would I get? Do I have to block this turn? If I get Crater Hoof, it gives +4/+4, but my Fauna Shaman will be tapped. Alright, we've probably only got this turn to do this play, since Verdurous Gearhulk's going to make something very big. And they could also ultimate Nissa, not ultimate, they could minus Nissa. So I kind of need to win the game on the spot, which makes me think that Crater Hoof. So Crater Hoof coming in will give +3/+3 to everything. No, +4/+4 to everything. So that would be 4. If I don't have to block with something, which is the question, I might have to block with something at this stage. They did ultimate, so I'm going to have to chump block with something here. Oh, I can use sneak attack. No, I knew that. So this is... If I block 5, I take 8, 11. Yes, I'm going to have to chump block 1, and I guess it's going to be the Noble Hierarch that gets in the way since it's slightly smaller. No real reason to put something in front of something else, so I take 11 here, go to 2. Discard a forest. Yeah, I don't even know, doing the maths, if I can actually kill them on this backswing here, because they're probably just going to cast something else. They've also got a Stirring Wildwood to block with now. Maybe they're just equipping the sword back. Alright, that's fine. I mean, again, this Verdurous Gearhulk's going to soak up a ton of damage. So creature, we might have a chance. Alright. So we could get Inferno Titan. Or I could get Woodfall Primus, which would kill 2 things. So it would kill the sword, but would be dead to the Selfless Spirit. So I do have to get rid of the Selfless Spirit or win. If I get a Crater Hoof, it gives +3/+3 to my entire team, but they can just block most of that. Is there anything else that I could get? Yeah, the thing is, if I get the Titan, I could just cast the Titan, which is better than sneak attacking it at this stage. And the Titan will take out the Selfless Spirit, but then I'd have to chump with it on this. And they can ult the Nissa again, which would mean I've only got 2 blockers. Yeah, I still can't survive if that's the case. So I could show them that I've got Crater Hoof, which isn't very useful. No, I think I'm just screwed this game. Alright, let's go on to the next one. A little bit unfortunate it took us too long to set up our combo there. Would have been quite good. The opponent was playing like green-white tokensy, go wide, maybe. The Pride Mage was annoying. They didn't have anything to do with Graveyard, so I don't think I want the Scavenging Ooze. They did have a lot of creatures for Pyroclasm, but again, Pyroclasm wipes our board. They did have a good artifact, so I might bring in the Torch Fiend to take out their sword, because it's pretty good against us since we're mainly green. Phyrexian Revoker also kills sword, because I can just name it. What stuff doesn't seem great? Stagger Shock would have killed a lot of their creatures, so that seems fine. So does Seal of Fire. Rexate, I've actually got tons of way to deal with artifacts, I just didn't draw them, so maybe I don't need the Torch Fiend. I've got 1, 2... Tons of ways being 2. Yeah, alright, I'll bring in the Torch Fiend and take out... No, I don't think I need the Torch Fiend. It's pretty meh. Let's just run it back. Because I don't want to cut any of my elves. Would like to play first. I'm probably keeping this because it's got a turn 1 elf, though it doesn't really have a... It's got a turn 2 Stagger Shock. Yeah, alright. So again, we probably want to use the Verdant Catacombs to thin the deck, get the Tiger out, use that to cast the Arbor Elf. Let's do that now. Arbor Elf comes down. They're probably not going to have a turn 1 play that we want to Stagger Shock, but they could have a turn 2 play that we Stagger Shock at the end of their turn. Oh, they do have a turn 1 play. Well, that's nice. So this is especially good because now it will stop them from playing a 2-drop here. Oops, forgot that we've got the Arbor Elf happening, so gotta do this. Untap that. Stagger Shock this. And this can target creatures or players, so we can rebound it on their face instead of having to kill our own Arbor Elf, which would be a bit of a downer. Too much to hope for that they forgot that I could Stagger Shock something. Oh, Ewet! I can get back the Stagger Shock. Not bad. I think I'm actually going to do that this turn because it lets me use my mana, and otherwise I'm not really doing anything. So let's play a mountain. Let's attack with our Arbor Elf because I can't think of anything bad that could happen to it. And let's just go on the value train. See, Witness so good. Witness me. Yes, I would like that back. Alright. Now we're doing things. We might get to prime time, and then hopefully we can pick up some bigger win cons. Wood Elves. Alright, yeah. The opponent looks like maybe they've got a bit of a green-white ramp deck going. So I've got... I'm exactly even now with the devotion amount, the devotion count. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. So next turn I can cast Primeval Titan. The question is, do I want to cast Phyrexian Revoker now, or do I want to save it for a card that might come down? If they play the sword, I can Stagger Shock before they can equip it. So there's probably an argument for keeping the Revoker in hand. An argument for playing the Revoker would be if we had like a Craterhoof Behemoth. But I think we're fine at the moment to probably sit on this Stagger Shock, wait for the Phyrexian Revoker to actually be of some use rather than randomly guessing a card in the dark. And I'm not really interested in trading since I want Devotion for my Nykthos and creatures for my Craterhoof. So that's why I'm not ascending with the Eternal Witness here. Right, what have we got coming down? Kitchen Finks. Okay. Gain some life back. That is fine with me. Do we want to Stagger Shock this, is the question. Next turn, I'm going to be Primeval Titaning. Yeah. I think this is fine. I mean, I guess it comes back. Persist is the other way around, isn't it? Persist comes back. Oh no, it comes back with a -1/-1 counter. Alright. Let's Stagger Shock it. And then we can Stagger Shock it again. And then we can cast our Primeval Titan this turn. Ooh. Or... Well, alright, that's next turn. So let's tap this. Untap that. Primeval Titan. Let's go get some forests. Yes, I would like to use this ability. Ooh, I've got Gaia's Cradle? Wow, alright. I forgot I had all these non-basics. And Rootbound Crag. Alright. Yeah, this is going to be pretty sweet. Would be nice if we had played the Phyrexian Revoker now, since we can get the extra point of damage off, but I think this is still going to be enough points. We can play the Phyrexian Revoker anyway, which is going to give us another body count. Sword of Body and Mind. That's kind of good. They get to get us there, but it's annoying I didn't... So they got both swords that give us protection from green. Alright, well... Yep, they get a wolf, we get milled. Down to 16 cards. Oh gosh. Alright, so how much mana have I got here? I've got 1, 2... I've got tons of mana, I just need to sequence it right. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 without using the Cradle, which is annoying. If I'd... And I can also... So if I use the Revoker, that's going to drain me net 1 mana, but give me +1. Whereas if I use the Cradle, I get 3 mana. Then I go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, I don't think I can cast Waterfall Primus and Craterhoof Behemoth in the same turn. If I just cast Phyrexian Revoker, and then the Craterhoof Behemoth, my creatures will get +5/+5, which is 6 and 7, 13. Yeah, that's just lethal. Alright, fine. I was trying to do tricky stuff, but... Alright, so let's name Sword of Body and Mind. Sword of Body and Mind. Right, let's use our Gaia's Cradle, give us 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. We'll cast Craterhoof Behemoth. We will attack for billions. Not actually billions, just enough to kill our opponent. Alright, so another sword. Double sword and just generic creatures. Both good against this, or probably now is the time that I do want the Torch Fiend, because they've got 2 different swords We can't destroy them all. Yeah, Xenagos probably not any good. Do I want a Pelucranos here? Probably not. My other stuff seems just fine. Right, so that's got that Torch Fiend in there. Submit. Haven't got to use our sneak attack yet. Maybe we'll get to use it this game. Ooh, I like this hand. Could do with a few more creatures, but yeah, let's keep this. Does need some plays, but at least we've got our payoff and a mana ramp card. So hopefully we can get some work done there. It'd be nice to pick up a burn spell. Sylvan Library, I like that one too. So let's see, what are we going to do? We're going to do a Tiger here and an Avacyn's Pilgrim. If they play a Sword next turn, then we can Torch Fiend it. There's an argument to be made for just playing the Torch Fiend out, since they might be able to play the Sword and equip it. Well, that doesn't really matter, because they can't attack as well. Ooh, oh yeah. Now we're doing it. Sneak attack. So with the sneak attack, I kind of want to play... I need to get enough green sources to play this Craterhoof. Well, no, I can use a sneak attack to do that. So I kind of want to play all my creatures out. So maybe let's play the Torch Fiend and keep the Torch Fiend mana up. Or I could play the Sylvan Library. So I've got one more turn before I sneak something in. The question is, if they play a sword, am I worried about it? They play 3... No, because I don't think I'm worried about sword at this stage, because they can't play it and equip. In which case, it's probably better to play the Sylvan Library. And I will want double red at some point, so I can play the Mountain, play a Sylvan Library, and keep this Pilgrim up. Could have been better that playing the Torch Fiend is better there. It was kind of close. I kind of want to use the Sylvan Library to mean that I don't draw excess lands. I just kind of want creatures from here. Opponent has a 4-drop. What is it? Elspeth. Alright, they are kind of going wide. Oh no, this is just a generically fine... Alright, sure. I'm not too worried about that. Well, let's see how Sylvan Library works on Magic Online. Woodfall Primus. Whoa, that's a nice one to sneak attack in. So I'm not going to play sneak attack this turn because it's vulnerable to removal. Yes. So I want to put... I could play Garruk. Or I could play a Torch Fiend. What does Garruk do? Garruk would make a wolf. Or I could kill the elf. Yeah, probably killing the elf is good, so... Let's choose the wood. Let's choose the forest. Put on top. Woodfall Primus. Put on top. Let's play forest. Forgive me for going slow. Legacy cubes kind of like that. Let's play Garruk. I guess Garruk dies to Elspeth this turn. I didn't think about that. No matter. And let's kill an Elvish Mystic. I mean, I'm not worried about Garruk dying. I was just kind of trying to get a bit of extra value with him. We do want to start getting some creatures in play for this Craterhoof, but we've got a sneak attack. We're drawing a Woodfall Primus next turn. Guessing I can't use this again. Yeah, so they pump up Elspeth, attack Garruk down, that's fine. At least he cleared out an elf. I guess I could have been aware of a... No, they couldn't even cast Sword that turn and equip it. Wall of Blossoms, I'm alright with that. Okay. So this turn I'm casting the Woodfall Primus. I don't need any of these lands, so let's put on top. Put on top. Play our Gaia's Cradle, which taps for 1 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sneak attack. Let's use it. I would like to put a Woodfall Primus onto the battlefield, please. I would like to blow up your Elspeth. This is all fair magic, you know. This is what Richard Garfield intended when he did this. We'll attack with our 6/6 haste trample. You'll take 6. We will die. We'll come back. We'll persist. We'll destroy your land. Alright, feeling like we're in a good spot now. Opponent would have to have some pretty nifty things to come back from this. Sword of Body in mind. Alright, well there it is. Sure. Let us use the Sylvan Library. So let's just put this back. Well, let's put that back. Well, I'm not going to lose anything by paying 4 life. Sure, let's keep it. Let's play a forest. Oh, I can't play it because I put the wrong land back. Let's play a Torch Fiend. Now, do I want to sneak this in, which would give all of my creatures +4/+4. So that would be 5. Yeah, it's no, I'm not casting it. I am in fact sneaking it in. I would like to put a Craterhoof Behemoth into play. Alright. Well, there we go. We snuck some stuff in. It was broken. We won the game. That's kind of what we wanted to see. See you for round 2. Here we are for round 2, and we will be on the play. Hand is good. Sneak attack, Woodfall Primus, Tree Speaker, Prime Time. Yeah. This is a definite keep. We'll wish the opponent good luck. The question is, do we want a Verdant... Well, we definitely want a Verdant Catacombs, so we can play this Jiraga Tree Speaker. So let's play the Catacombs. We'll sacrifice it. Fetch out a Tiger. Tiger, turn 1. Attack Tiger. We can play a Tree Speaker. Next turn we can level it up and play nothing and feel good about it. I mean, I guess we do, but then the turn after that, if we draw a land, we can play Sneak Attack Woodfall Primus. So, yeah, hitting a land drop here would be amazing, or in our next 2 draw steps, because we can just blow up one of their lands with the Woodfall Primus and get a 5/5 trample on the board. Again, fair magic. Alright, let's play the Tree Speaker. We have no possible plays, so that's our turn. Gitaxian Probe. Oh no! They've seen the combo! Well, our Jiraga Tree Speaker will be lucky to survive, is all I'm saying. I mean, I guess if we don't draw any more lands, we're in a bit of a tough spot. If we do draw one more land, though, we can use the Eternal Witness to either get back the Catacombs or the Tree Speaker. Alright, well we drew a forest, which is nice, so we can now play a Rootbound Crag, which comes in untapped, level up the Tree Speaker. I could attack for 1 here, but there's a very small chance that they have Condemn, so I'm not going to bother. Since we did draw this land, we are going to be able to do the Wombo combo if they don't interrupt us somehow. And I'm more interested in doing that than having our Tree Speaker randomly get condemned. Another Plains. What happens here? Banishing Light. Down to Vanguard. Alright. Opponent is playing Ixalan Limited. We're playing Broken Stuff .deck. Alright. Sneak attack time. Sorry, wrong way. We want to sneak this in. Mono white aggro versus dumb stuff. Alright. Yeah, opponent wisely scooped there since we're going to have Primeval Titan. Sorry, we're going to have Woodfall Primus on the battlefield. Prime time next turn. Eternal Witness. I don't know. It was just bonkers what was going on. Alright, looks like our opponent might be playing Gitaxian Probe as a cycler and playing mono white aggro. There's a chance I might want Pyroclasm here. I'm not entirely sure, since it does kill off most of our guys as well. Pelucranos and the Scavenging Ooze also seem like viable options. The Pelucranos is a bit expensive. Scavenging Ooze would only just be there to kind of gain life, gum up the board. We don't really know what our opponent is playing yet. Is there anything that's bad against aggressive decks? I mean, as we saw, Sneak Attack's pretty good in every single circumstance, so that's staying. Xenagos makes 2/2s, which is fine. Doesn't really do much else. I mean, he ramps you a little bit. So I could bring in a Pelucranos over a Xenagos. Pelucranos just a big fat body. We'll bring a Scavenging Ooze. I like the Pelucranos here. Could wipe out a bunch of their creatures. Take out the Xenagos. Now we get to see what our opponent is actually playing. Maybe they're playing blue-white tempo as well, like with Geist, etc., etc. Interesting choice. So we can't cast a burn spell until turn 3, unless we pick up a turn 1 elf. Turn 4, sorry, because we're going to have to reach and then get something. But with that said, the hand is pretty good. It is going somewhere. If I mulligan... it depends how aggressive the opponent is. I'm going to keep this one. Hopefully they're not too aggressive. Or we can pick up a turn 1 elf or a turn 2 play of some kind. Okay. They're probing us again, probably seeing that it's okay for them to run out whatever they want. Of course, a mountain off the top would also be pretty nice. Or any of our lands that fetch for it. Craterhoof Behemoth. Alright. Well, that's not that. Not any of those things, so... pass the turn back. Don't know why I've got an upkeep stop at the moment. Could be Vanguard here again. Nope. Pelucranos for us. Well, this is fine. If our opponent's not doing anything and they're only playing planes, then I'm happy. Play Kadama's Reach next turn, get double Mountain. It does look like the opponent is on mono white. Although, who knows what that morph is? So, we can Kadama's Reach, which is going to give us Mountain. One into play, one into the hand. Next turn we can play some of our burn spells if we don't die from this morph. Glorious Anthem. Yeah, well that's slightly annoying. Not the worst. Alright, so I've got another mountain here. Now I've got 5 mana. So I could play Tribe Elder and Stagger Shock. I definitely want to play the Tribe Elder because it ramps me, or the Avacyn's Pilgrim, because it ramps me up to Inferno Titan next turn. So I'm probably going to play both of those and maybe just keep the and play a Seal of Fire as well. That seems like could be decent, because I'm not killing this morph, because I have to cast 2 spells on it to do that. So let's play a Tribe Elder, and let's play a Seal of Fire. This looks like a slow version of mono white aggro. I don't really know what the morph is, or what it could be. I wonder if Exalted Archangel or the maybe it's just Exalted Angel. I don't know. There's an angel which costs 4 to unmorph. Revelark, that is acceptable. I guess with the Glorious Anthem it's a bit scarier. Right, they attack with the morph. I will block with my Tribe Elder. I will have effects before. So the question is, do I want another mountain or another forest? Probably forests. Okay. Sneak attack. I guess that's a reason to get mountains. So I can play an Inferno Titan which kills Revelark, or I could sneak attack the Inferno Titan which would deal 6 damage divided as I choose. Divided as I choose. With this it would be enough to kill both their creatures. Whereas as it is, I deal 3, 4, 5, they've still got a morph. And then we've got a sneak attack, but we don't have the Inferno Titan in play, but we've got tons of cards in our hand, so I think the sneak attack is a fine play here. Sneak attack time. Opponent concedes. No. Alright, let's use sneak attack. Let's put an Inferno Titan into play. We'll deal 3 damage to the Revelark. We will go to combat. We will attack with both of these. Inferno Titan's going to deal 2 here and 1 there. Which will kill the Revelark. Revelark triggers but has nothing to bring back. Right, you may do that. You may take your damage. I'm going to seal of fire this thing. Alright, here was what it was. Hidden Dragon Slayer, Lifelink Megamorph. Ooh, destroy. Seems pretty good against us, actually. Exile each permanent with the most votes. Starting with you, each player votes for a non-land permanent you don't control. Or tied for the most votes. Alright, so essentially they just get to exile something. Vote for a non-land permanent. Can I vote for your Glorious Anthem? They voted for Sneak Attack. Alright, fine. I vote for my Sneak Attack as well. I don't need that. I'm just going to card cast Craterhoof. What have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can actually hard cast it next turn, but let's just cast it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably not going to monstrous it, so I'll attack for 1 point of damage since it might be relevant, and I've still got Stagger Shock up. Yeah, take that. Opponent is really in the tank about this 1 damage. Alright, go for it. Ooh, 7 mana. Mono white doesn't cast 7 drops. What's happening? Entreat the Angels. Okay, that's fine. 2 5/5s. Yeah, alright. Let's Stagger Shock the opponent. Rebound our Stagger Shock. So we've got 5, 6, 7. So I'm just casting a Craterhoof here. So let's Stagger Shock the opponent again. Which will give +3/+3. Attack with all creatures. Rawr. So we've got 16 points of damage and they've got 10 power, so they're going to take 6 damage no matter how they block. So there we go. That was the power of Sneak Attack. Not really, that was just the power of busted cards like Craterhoof, Behemoth, and Sneak Attack. Well, only 1 round to go. We'll see where it leads. Alrighty, welcome to the finals here. Our hand this time is probably not a keeper. We've got too many of our high drops and no enablers. So this one's going to be a mulligan from us. Tree Speaker, Guy's Cradle, Rex Sage, and Seal of Fire. Nothing yet, but we're going to keep it. Maybe we'll scry something good onto the top. Tiger, we do not need. So let's put that on the bottom. Wish our opponent fun and luck. And let's see what we get off to. Blue. Strong start with blue from the opponent. Really hope we can find something to ramp into here, because we have the makings of a good ramp start. Blue-white. Alright. Oh, damn it, I'm going to have to read this card again. Beginning of your upkeep, you may put a treasure counter on it. Sacrifice it, gain control of target creatures, power less than or equal to number of treasure counters. Ooh, alright. So it's essentially a steal. So they can steal my Duraga Tree Speaker, which is kind of annoying. If I level it up for them. So maybe the correct thing is not to level it up. I've also got a Rex Sage, which I can cast next turn to destroy this. They're probably going to steal either my Tree Speaker or the Avacyn's Pilgrim, though. So maybe I don't play either. I just play a Seal of Fire. Because they'll probably steal the Pilgrim, because they can actually use it to cast stuff, whereas they can't level up the Tree Speaker, so it's pretty useless for them. It would just be impacting me. So I think I'm going to play a Mountain, play a Seal of Fire, and not play anything else. Well, I can attack them for one as well. So I don't want to give them that mana. And next turn I can cast the Rex Sage and destroy the Allure. Preordain. Wall of Omens, alright. So they can do this at any time, which is annoying, since they're probably going to steal my Tree Speaker anyway. Well, if I cast a Phyrexian Revoke, it will force them to use the Allure. If I cast a Rex Sage... So what's the... Have I got an advantage? Is there an advantage to playing the Phyrexian Revoker over the Rex Sage? If I play the Rex Sage, I target this, they sack it, they take my Tree Speaker. If I play the Revoker... Is the Revoker or the Rex Sage going to be more useful later in the game, is the question. Probably the Revoker, so I'm going to play the Rex Sage and lose my Tree Speaker here. First of all, let's go to combat. And we shall attack. We'll see if the opponent wants to block. Probably. Alright. Play that. Play a Rex Sage. This is a May effect, so even if they sacrifice their Allure in response, I don't have to destroy my own Seal of Fire. Yep. Alright. That works. Okay, I am not going to use the ability. And pass the turn back. Well, that's kind of annoying. Ooh. Alright, well that we can name with Phyrexian Revoker. Kadama's Reach. Yeah, that's a nice draw. Let's cast it. See if it resolves. Maybe it's not. Oh, okay. Okay. I see how it is. No. In that case, I'll play a Guy's Cradle and a Pilgrim. And no point attacking, because they've just got our 1/1 to block with. I mean, I guess I'm glad they used the miscalculation on that and not a better spell. Sure, I'll take one from the Tree Speaker. Opponent has 5 cards in hand, which is kind of worrying. I guess blue does that quite well. We could also name Celestial Colonnade with our Revoker, if it resolves. So they've got 26 cards left, so it'll be 6 turns before that happens, and we have... I guess they can start hitting us with the Colonnade earlier than that. Oh, I have to choose a non-land card? Oh, damn it, it's so much worse. Ah, that's really bad. Alright, so Phyrexian Revoker, not going to do any good. I guess we'll attack with both, since we get 1 point of damage through this way. I'm going to use my Seal of Fire to take out this Wall of Omens. It's not really doing much at the moment. Play a Llanowar Elf. See what happens. Damn it, I didn't realize this was non-land cards. I guess it would be a bit busted. I mean, I thought it was just you couldn't target mana abilities, but it doesn't say that. So if you just name a land, they can't tap it. Choose islands. Fact or fiction? Well, that's a good one. Oh, Emrakul. They're getting closer to activating the Shelldock Isle too, which is annoying. Separate these into 2 piles. Well, Archmage is annoying, but not the end of the world. Probably give them Ponder, Emrakul and Land, or Port and Glenelendra. Or maybe these 2 lands. And a Ponder and an Emrakul there. I mean, the Glenelendra, do I have much that gets shut down by? I guess I've got sneak attack, so that's kind of annoying. But the rest of the things I want to draw are creatures. Emrakul doesn't actually do that much, but it's just a giant threat. Okay. Right, so they did take the Emrakul. And the Ponder. 5 card types. Emrakul currently costs 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, they're a little ways off so far. So I'm going to have to try and beat them down with my elves before that happens. I mean, if I could draw like a Crater Hoof, if I could draw a big payoff spell right here where they're tapped out, then that would be great. But the chances are quite low. Yeah, Woodfall Primus. That would be an insane draw. Fauna Shaman would be quite good too. Maze of Ith. Ugh. Opponent has quite a nice control deck going on. Woodfall Primus. Let's go. Sylvan Library. It's pretty good too. Well, I don't see really the point in trading my 2/1 for my own 1/1. I think it's probably better to keep it around. Because they've got a Maze of Ith, they're not really going to be taking any damage. I could cast Phyrexian Revoker, but I might need it to cycle away, and they might play something I actually care about. So they didn't play a land drop that turn. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they need 3 more. They can, however, cast the Shelldock Isle, which is kind of scary. Wish I could have named that with the Revoker. What's happening here? Careful consideration. Targeting me? Targeting them. Sad times. Alright, well that's going to possibly put some more card types in their yard. They discarded 2 islands. Nope, they're still on 5 card types. Man, this 1/1's kind of really annoying me. Alright, let's do some library action. This is good. Library is good. If we could find a shuffle effect, it would be good as well. So I think I'm just going to start churning through my library here. So let's pay some life just to draw cards. Let's try and cast a Xenagos, because we've got tons of mana up. See if this resolves. They've also got this Shelldock Isle waiting in the wings. Oh, this could be it. Could be a counterspell. It is a counterspell. Alright, well, that's not the worst. We had far more dangerous things in our deck, so... let's play a Devoted Druid then. I mean, if the opponent has a Wrath, it's pretty bad for us. But not much I can do about that, I guess. Opponent has 8 cards in hand to our 1, although we are drawing 3 a turn with this Sylvan Library. Alright, what's this? Put... Oh no! No! That's not good. Right, Creative... no. Woodfall Primus this turn. This might be the deck where we want Pact of Negation against, by the way. Do we want to play Forest? Probably, yeah. They have a Mishra's Factory now to block with, so we've got no attacks. Again, they don't have anything that we can name with this Phyrexian Revoker, which is really annoying. Probably taking it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess maybe it was a good thing to cast it, because now they can just Emrakul us. Yeah. Is there anything we can do? They take our turn, they draw library, they play Phyrexian Revoker. I guess I'm not that scared of that happening. But they won't play library, is the thing. So I've got to, whatever my draw after library has to be. But it's entirely possible it could be like a Craterhoof Behemoth, so... yeah, there's no point in... they can eat up some of my creatures. They can name it, they can play a Phyrexian Revoker. But I think that there's still a chance I can draw a Craterhoof Behemoth. Potentially win. I don't think. Alright, name one of my elves, probably the Devoted Druid. Challenger Flamecaller. Okay. Eat some of my Mana Elves, the Llanowar and the Avacyn's Pilgrim probably. Oh, the Devoted Druid, alright. Apparently that's scarier. Do I have any other ways to deal with Emrakul? Not really. You could play my Sylvan Library for me, that'd be nice. Woodfall Primus. Well, you're a turn too late, buddy. You're a turn too late. Alright, that's game. Interesting. Alright, against a control deck. So, I do have a Pact of Negation, which I might actually want, because they do have counter spells, and I might want to force through, you know, a Craterhoof Behemoth. The question is, do I want to be able to pay for it? Do I actually want to put enough blue mana in my deck to pay for it? Probably not, because I think if I'm playing it, it's just to protect the Behemoth, in which case I need to win on that spot. Right, they did have some graveyard stuff. Not tons. The Phyrexian Revoker looked bad, so I might put in the Scavenging Ooze instead. I mean, Teferi looked pretty good against them. I'm not sure how I'd cast all of these blue spells. I could take out the red and just splash for sneak attack. Yeah, actually I kind of like this, because Stagger Shock also didn't seem good against them. Sneak attack's fine. Inferno Titan is a fine target, but let's just take that out for the moment. Let's put in this, a Kiora, and take out the mountains. Take out mountain, tiger we can keep in, Rootbound Crag, it's fine. So then we'd have, if we played this, and we played, I definitely want, don't want that many lands. So that would be splashing that in. We'd have 17 creatures, 6 other spells. We'd be missing some of these things, but I don't think that's... yeah, so it's kind of like a radical sideboard plan, but I kind of like it. Teferi, getting Teferi down might be a challenge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I might take out... oh no, I kind of like the Rootbound Crag. Alright, let's see how this works. This is going to be interesting. I would like to play first. Alright, we've got our sneak attack, but now we don't have the mana for it, which is unfortunate, but I'm definitely going to keep this. since we've got turn 1 elf, turn 2 something. Be interesting to see if our blue thing just like ruined our deck or made us have a chance. Should have screenshotted it again. Okay. So probably here I can Fauna Shaman. Yeah, I probably want to Fauna Shaman. Let's Fauna Shaman and attack for 1. Drawing a mountain would be great, of course. Ooh, Gaia's Cradle. Alright, now there's some action happening. So I might want to discard the Druid to search something out and E-wit back the Druid? Discard a Druid. Titan. I can cast a Titan next turn. Yeah, Titan seems fine. Alright, let's get Titan. Primeval Titan. Let's get Primeval Titan. We'll play a Gaia's Cradle. We'll use the Cradle to play a Witness, which might get countered. We've got 1 mana up, in case. Okay, I do have the miscalculation. But that's not too bad. I mean, it either means that they're not scared of this Primeval Titan coming down next turn, or they've got, yeah, some other answer for it. Repeal, targeting our Fauna Shaman. That's fine, because we can now just cast... Can we cast Prime Time? No. Right, we needed the extra creature. Because our Gaia's Cradle only taps for 1. Well, that's a bit sad. I guess the opponent could Wrath of God here, which would be pretty good. So once again, our Gaia's Cradle wouldn't be doing anything. Okay. So I'm going to draw the elf. So I'm going to play elf. See if it resolves. Attack with our Shaman. Alright, presumably they're using the Rishadan Port in our upkeep to lock down the Gaia's Cradle. We'll tap it for mana. Okay. Nykthos. Alright, so Prime Time could get countered here. But also might not. I will use the ability, yes please. Alright, here's a way to get to get our lands in. So I'll get a Rootbound Crag and a Tiger Owl, 2 red sources. Let's attack with the Fauna Shaman. And the Fauna Shaman is quite good on our side of the board at the moment, since it lets us turn any useless creature into something actually good. Maybe this is where the wrath comes. Treachery. Ah. Also pretty decent. Yeah. Opponent's just got a classic blue deck. Probably just going to outcard advantage us and win like that. Picking up another creature would be nice, because then we could discard it to the Fauna Shaman. It's entirely likely that the opponent has a counter spell, but they just want to draw more cards, which is also always a good play. Rex Sage would be nice to get rid of the Treachery. Woodfall Primus, of course, does the same thing, but better. So if there's a creature, we might... yeah, if I pick up any creature here, I'm in good shape, since I can discard it to the Fauna Shaman and get a Woodfall Primus. If we pick up a land or a non-creature spell, it's kind of a bit lame, since this is our window with which to cast something. Oh, alright, we drew the Rex Sage. So, I could discard the Rex Sage, which would leave me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is enough. Alright, so let's do this. Let's discard. Do I have enough green to cast it? Yeah. Discard a Reclamation Sage. Get a Woodfall Primus. Now, do we want to sneak attack the Woodfall Primus in, or just cast the Woodfall Primus? Probably sneak it in. So let's cast Sneak Attack here. We'll activate Sneak Attack. Put a Woodfall Primus into play. We'll use this to destroy the Treachery. Now we can attack with those two creatures, and we'll sacrifice the Woodfall Primus. It will persist. I guess we could have destroy their white in case they've got Wrath effects, I feel. I'm not really scared about Richard and Port being tapped at the moment. Alright, and we win. So, game number 3 in the finals. Interesting little sequence of events there. Drawing the creature really helped. It was funny that it was the Rex Sage as well. Yeah, opponent just has good control cards. I wonder if I want to put in one basic mountain so I can search that with the Tri-Builder. I think that's actually probably better than having a Rootbound Crag. Oh, I've got the... Oh yeah, I can only search basics with the Tri-Builder, right? Yes. So, do I want to play something like a Whirler Rogue? Yeah, I think I'm going to take out Curo, put in a Whirler Rogue. Alright, on to round 3, game 3. The blue did seem like it did some work there. I mean, we ended up winning with our with our sneak attack anyway. Not the fastest hand, but not the worst. We've got Druid, we've got Rex Sage, we've got Primeval Titan. Not super interactive, but I think we'll probably keep it. Could be the chance I just want to mulligan until I get like an insta-win hand, but... Fauna Shaman, that's a nice little draw. We've got no turn 1 elf, which is sad for us. Since that's a good way to get ahead on these blue decks. Play some mana accelerants. They have a Ponder. Well, pretty likely that they're hitting the next land drop here then. They chose not to shuffle, alright. Garruk, alright, that's decent draw. So I'm going to play an island, and play a Devoted Druid, since that ramps us the most. Force Spike, okay. Pretty nice from the opponent. Of course, not having seen Force Spike the other 2 games, we weren't playing around it. Shelldock Isle, we know that's good. So they could have a misdirection this turn. So there's potential that I might want to play around a misdirection. I drew an Avacyn's Pilgrim. So I could play the Pilgrim instead of the Fauna Shaman. Which would play around misdirection. but then my Garruk the next turn will get misdirectioned. I still think it's probably better to play the Mana Ramper. Let's play the Pilgrim. And pass back. Opponent leaving all of their mana open. So I guess we'll lead with a Whirler Rogue, since that's... we don't really care if that resolves or not, but also can put a bit of pressure onto the opponent. Instead of a Garruk, which I think just creating wolves every turn is pretty good. Alright, well they let that resolve. I don't think there's anything with Flash we need to be afraid of, so let's get in for one. Opponent maybe nope. Fact or fiction I was going to think, or careful consideration. Neither of those, however. Wrath of God, well, that's fair enough. Outside of another Force Spike, that's pretty good for us, since we can play Garruk here. And we can create a wolf. Planeswalkers, of course, always very good against control decks. So hopefully the Garruk is going to do enough work for us that we can dig ourselves out of this. Gaia's Cradle's a nice little draw. Attack with the wolf. We'll make another wolf. We'll play a Gaia's Cradle. And, I mean, whatever we play is definitely getting countered here, but I can bring it back with the Ewit, so why don't we try and play a Primeval Titan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What counterspell have you got over there, buddy? Alright, well, that's fine. Elesh Norn. Elesh Norn seems pretty good as a finisher. Kills most of our stuff. Also means our guy's Cradle is turned off permanently. In fact, it's really good. I just don't think I can beat that card at the moment. What can Garruk do? 3 damage to target creature, equals power to him. We can't cast Witness. This is going to give us one soul mana, with which we can cast Eternal Witness. And we can get back Primeval Titan. Yes, I would like to use it. Why not create a wolf, just for fun? Alright, well it looks like Elesh Norn could win this round. Could very well win this round. Yeah, I don't really know what we can do to get out of this now. Gee, having a Pact of Negation for that would have been pretty fun. Alright, I guess we'll try and cast a Primeval Titan again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's gonna be like... oh, this is gonna be a fun game. Blue. Blue is a fun colour. So I guess we need to wait until we get a Pact of Negation and a creature that can actually survive Elesh Norn. It's going to take a while. Sneak attack. That could do some work. I could definitely see that doing some work. Well, we can't do anything for the moment, so let's just pass it back. Counter spells with buyback. That's a fun thing. Oh, Avison, 6/6. Alright, well, we're under a clock now. I'm pretty sure we're just dead. Sure. Yeah, there's no real way we can get out of this with one more draw step. We're taking 10 here. We've got one more draw step. Sheldock Isle, sure. Is it Emrakul? I mean, that would complete the effect. No careful consideration for sure. I mean, they'd also have the forbid in hand. Man, a Pact of Negation on that Elishnon would have been sweet. Perfect. It was really perfect against their hand as well, because, you know, that kills the Shaman, killed all of our tokens, which meant the guy's Cradle was doing nothing. Yeah, we will take that damage. We will draw a land, and that's good game. Well played by the opponent. Their deck was very annoying to play against, but it worked very well. So, congrats to them. And hope you enjoyed watching this draft video here for Arcane Cards. We had some fun times with sneak attacks, and we had some non-fun times with counterspells, but aside from that, hope you enjoyed playing and learned a little bit at Legacy Cube, and I'll see you next time.